Today on the show,
We are snowboarding without the snow.
join us for a very special journey to North Stradbroke Island.
Beautiful spot. Hello again, welcome to Queensland Weekender for another Saturday. Great to have your company at yet another stunning location. I mean, take a look at this. It's hard to believe that only a couple of weeks ago, North Stradbroke Island was being ravaged by catastrophic wildfire. It was all over the news. But the great irony is the places that you and I would visit as holiday makers, like Point Lookout, were absolutely unscathed. There is no doubt that North Stradie is open for business and they're ready to welcome you with open arms. There is so much to do here. Where do we start?
It was one of the state's worst bushfires, but scars left by the flames on Stradie are already starting to heal. And of course, the coastal fringes, beautiful beaches and headlands are as perfect as they always were. Let's start right here, Deadman's Beach. This bit of southeast Queensland beauty is wrapped around the northern tip of North Stradbroke Island. It's a quiet spot with crystal blue water and a string of rock pools to explore.
I've always considered this low tide walk a really good thing to do with kids. There's always lots of little creatures in the nooks and crannies around here. There's a couple of little fish.
When you finished beach combing, how about a little browsing? The retail hub of Point Lookout is just up from Deadman's Beach. There's a collection of interesting shops to poke your nose in, everything from organic produce to island gifts. But if it's a feed you're looking for, look no further than the Look Cafe. John is the friendly host here and he's passionate about showcasing Stradie's bounty of beautiful produce.
So, John, can I say your hospitality, mate? This is wonderful. How do you do all this on a little island?
Well, that's the point of it. This is what we do. We're an island, we have seafood. We're not the remote place that people imagine we are.
Yeah.
You know, there is a level of sophistication and finesse.
Yes. We can see that here. And when you talk about your local seafood,
Yep.
These are Moreton Bay oysters.
Moreton Bay oysters from Diabla on the other side. Nearly all the produce and everything we have on the island we buy locally, where possible. I mean, obviously there's stuff we have to bring in, but we support the local butcher, we support the local fruit and veggie shop. Everyone that we can buy off here, we buy off on the island.
Across the road from Look Cafe is something that's well worth a look itself.
Well, this is an absolute must-do when you come to Stradie, the North Gorge walk around the top of Point Lookout. And after a feed like that, well, it's the right thing to be doing too, I reckon. Oh, and don't forget to bring one of these because there are plenty of Kodak moments. Perfect.
During whale season, this is the place to do some humpback spotting. But really, stroll here any time of year and you're likely to spy some marine life.
It's a bit like a washing machine down there in the gorge. I think it looks like the turtles are playing down there. I can't think of a reason why they'd all be in there and not out in the ocean. But look at the colour. I mean, it's just mesmerising. It's a bit like watching a fire. The landscape's constantly changing. The waves are rushing in and out, and there's just something that catches your eye all the time. You can sit here for hours. Beautiful spot.
Speaking of beautiful spots, another place that's well worth a visit on North Stradie is Cylinder Beach. It's calm and protected, making it a great swimming option for families or for blokes who've just tracked the North Gorge walk. It's also a favoured stretch of ocean for surfers, especially first-timers on a board. And when we come back, I meet the pros and the newbies who love the cylinder break.
How did you go, Julie? Did you like it?
Yeah, I did like it, but it was kind of harder than I expected.
Stradbroke Island boasts kilometres of white sandy beaches and rolling surf, which means it's a magnet for keen surfers. Everyone from beginners to seasoned wave riders flock to Main Beach all year round. North Stradbroke local Ethan Ewing is a 15-year-old surfer who's already got 2 Queensland titles under his belt.
Hey mate,
Hey, thanks.
nice one.
Yeah,
Nice little session.
yeah, it's pretty fun.
Conditions not ideal out there this morning, but I guess that's part of it if your hopes and aspirations are to make it onto the tour. Is that the plan?
Yeah, you definitely want to get good in sloppy waves and then start getting good in better waves. I like Maine because there's not that many left-handers on the east coast, but yeah, we have a good headland protected from the northerlies.
While Ethan's practicing for the World Tour, a handful of newbies are putting on leg ropes for the first time. Luckily, Stacey Holder's on hand to give them some pointers. She's one of the instructors from the North Stradbroke Island Surf School.
I think one of the things I notice about your job is just how much fun it is. Because, you know, you seem everyone's out there laughing, having a good time.
Definitely. That's one of the main points we say to the groups at the start. The whole main thing is having fun, but at the same time you still have to go through your safety and everything like that.
Yeah.
And surfing's a sport, if you're not having fun with it, you get too frustrated and just, yeah, it doesn't go as well as you thought it would go.
It's a real surf culture here on North Stradie, isn't it?
It is, definitely. I don't even think, it's just totally the norm to wake up and go down to the beach every day. Get a surf in before school, get a surf in after school. It's pretty much our playground, the beach over here.
Learners Julia and Morris are visiting from Sweden. They heard about Stradie and came to see it for themselves.
So do you feel like it's a bit of a hidden treasure that you've uncovered, North Stradbroke?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Because we even saw dolphins, turtles, we saw mantas, and we didn't went in the water. We just were sitting on the beach and saw all these animals. It was just incredible.
Yeah.
We didn't even expect that this is real.
And you must be enjoying it today because I've seen you two out in the water and you've been surfing.
Yeah, it was the first time.
How did you go, Julie? Did you like it?
Yeah, I did like it, but it was kind of harder than I expected.
Yep, you'll certainly work up an appetite out in the surf, but that's a good thing when you've got places like Fisher's at the Point Cafe just around the corner.
And sand crab. I may have over-ordered. You know, when it comes to dining options on Stradie, you really are spoilt for choice. There are lots and lots of places to eat, but you'd think a restaurant with the name of Fisher's, seafood being king on the island, would treat you like one, and I think I'm about to be. Take a look at this. OK, we all know Stradie has surf and seafood, but I bet you didn't know that it has a desert. Woo! Barefoot Dave runs Stradie Kingfisher tours, and sandboarding on the dunes behind Point Lookout is just one of the adventures he offers. Do you spend a fair bit of time up here?
Yeah, more up here than down there, I tell you.
And tell me a bit about these boards, because they look like a snowboard.
Yeah, they are opposite, exactly opposite, really. Whatever you do on a snowboard, you don't do on a sandboard, because this is snowboarding Queensland style.
Right. OK.
Dave's had these boards specially designed for the sands of Stradie, and his tip for a faster ride, polish the boards up with wax and hot sand to reduce friction.
And what do I need to know, mate? Give me some tips. I've never done this before.
Put your feet in harnesses.
Yeah.
Maintain a balance.
Yeah.
Not forward, not back, nice and balanced, and hang on. That's all you
Alright.
gotta do.
I've been watching a couple of these wild men behind me.
Oh yeah, but hang on, wait a minute. They're from Germany and Canada. They're used to snowboarding, all right? So that's why they're experts. But beginners, take it easy. Keep them out, that's it, keep them out.
You don't need a lot for this sport. A sandboard and a sand hill. Let's see if I can get sandy.
Hang on to it, Dino. Good effort. We'll get you down the bottom soon.
Nelly made it.
What a day. I've sampled the surf, the sand, What could top that off? Well, how about some snags and a steak for dinner? Head to Stradie's western side and the friendly butcher at Dunwich will set you up with all your barbie needs. Gotta love the locals. There's nothing left to do but cook up a feast, pour yourself a glass of red and savour another spectacular Stradie sunset.
One of the first known European contacts here on North Stradie happened prior to 1827, when three timber cutters by the name of Parson, Pamphlet and Finnegan arrived here by boat. They were blown off course coming from Sydney. Now, they were looked after by the local Quandamooka people who cared for them, and it really set the tone for a great relationship between the locals and the Europeans that's lasted to present day. Look, there are many, many yarns about North Stradie, and most of them start here at the local museum in Dunwich.
The North Stradbroke Island Museum has been run by a passionate band of volunteers since its inception. Althea Vickers is one of them.
Well, Stradbroke is almost the cradle of history of Queensland. So much happened here, but nobody really knows much about it. It was used first of all as a convict settlement, a quarantine station, and then it was the benevolent asylum, and then it finished up with the sand mining.